Once upon a time, two sisters lived in a village. The older sister worked hard at the spinning wheel every day. She was a very hard-working girl. However, the younger sister was very lazy. One day, the older sister was sitting by the well. She was working at her spinning wheel. Her hands got sweaty and dirty. She tried to clean them in the well, but she accidentally dropped the shuttle into the water. She started to cry. The poor little girl dived into the well to get the shuttle. As she fell, she became senseless. Thus, she dropped to the bottom of the well. When she awoke, she found herself sitting in a meadow. The sun was shining brightly. There were flowers everywhere. Across the meadow, she saw some apple trees. The trees were full of apples. As she looked up, each of the trees called out,
"Shake me! Shake me! The apples are all ripe!"
So she shook the trees. The apples fell like rain. She gathered them in a heap. Then she came to a little house. There, she saw an old woman. The woman had large teeth. The girl was afraid. The girl was about to run away, but the old woman called her.
"Why are you running away? Don't be scared. I am Mrs. Elizabeth. I need a maid who can manage my household tasks, like cooking, laundry, washing dishes, and cleaning the house. Would you stay with me and help as my servant?"
The old woman spoke very kindly. So, the little girl decided to stay with her. The girl gently said,
"Yes, ma'am. I would like to work as your maid."
Mrs. Elizabeth guided the girl into a room.
"Here is your room, my dear,"
Mrs. Elizabeth said warmly.
"I hope you will be happy here. You can take milk, bread, jam, butter, and whatever you want from the kitchen anytime. You don't need to ask me."
She looked after the old woman. The woman was very happy. The little girl enjoyed good food every day. She had everything she wanted. But one day, she wanted to go home. She hesitantly approached Mrs. Elizabeth and said,
"I want to go back home. I miss my mom and little sister. I can't stay here anymore. You have been very kind to me, and I won't forget you."
So the woman took her to a big door. At once, the door opened. The girl looked out. There was a shower of gold. Mrs. Elizabeth said,
All of this is for you. You work hard all day. And this is your reward.
The door closed, and the girl found herself in front of her house. Nearby, a rooster crowed.
Your golden girl has come back home.
She entered her house. She told her mother all that had happened. Her mother wished the same luck for her younger daughter as well. So the younger daughter went and sat by the well. She dropped the shuttle into the well. She jumped into the well. She came to the same meadow. She saw the same trees. But she did not shake the trees. She came to stay with Mrs. Elizabeth. But she was very lazy. She did not get up in the morning. She did not work hard like her sister. Mrs. Elizabeth didn't favor her. So, when the girl returned home empty-handed, the rooster started crowing.
Your lazy girl has come back home.
Moral: working hard pays off, but laziness brings regret.